Hi there, Brett Hornby here. Welcome to my Calgary Stampeders season ticket unveiling video. I know many people on YouTube do an unboxing video, but my season tickets didn't come in a box, and I'm just doing an unveiling what season ticket holders get, and maybe pique anyone who was interested in getting season tickets and show the presentation on what you get. Me personally, this is my 22nd season of having season tickets for the Calgary Stampeders, since I've been going to the games since 1997, and also personally have gone to 5 Grey Cups, and I have my ticket lined up to be going up to Edmonton this year, and then next year I made my video on how excited I am that the big game will be here in Calgary in 2019. But anyway, it's on to the unveiling here. And right here you get your tickets in a nice little booklet here. And inside it has obviously all your tickets and your vouchers and for concessions and any discounted merchandise that you can get at the stamp store. And the other thing, beauty is that you get your card here, which gives you 25% off merchandise at the Alphanex stores and stamp stores. So if you're willing to gear up, I'm wearing my old Doug Flutie jersey, but I keep that more for nostalgia. But load up and bring in all your red. That's one way you can save some money on that. And then you always get the usual statement from the president and GM, who's John Huffnagel. So here it is right here. You get your various concession coupons and stamp store merchandise on that particular game day that it's good for. That if any merchandise you want to pick up, there's a good chance for fans to load up on my red. Anyway, here's the featured players that are on the tickets this year. Well, this is for the preseason game that already happened on Friday, June the 1st. I personally missed that game, but it's only preseason. And you got Lamar Durant. Hopefully he's recovered from his injury last year, as he had a bad knee injury and missed half the season, but he's definitely been counted on to be one of our top young Canadian receivers, where Calgary's undergone a youth movement. And then the home opener, which is on Saturday, June 16th, against the Hamilton Tiger Cats, Bo Levi Mitchell. And he's still looked upon as one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Him and Mike Riley up in Edmonton, I'd say, are neck and neck for 1 and 2 on who's the top quarterback in the league. And also Johnny Manziel, all Johnny Mania. Calgary will get the first seat to at least see Johnny Manziel dressing up for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I know Jeremiah Mazzoli is still favored to be the starter in Hamilton with the experience, but might get to see Johnny Manziel play live as soon as next week. And the next game features Alex Singleton. Thursday, June 28th against the Ottawa Red Blacks. This guy's definitely been a beast on our defense since coming to the league. Considering he was drafted 6th overall in 2016, he fell down. And he won the most outstanding defensive player of the year award last year. So I think I'm still going to expect big things from him on our line. And the next game, home game, would be Saturday, July the 21st against the Montreal Alouettes, featuring Micah Johnson, number 4. He's definitely another, even though Calgary traded away Charleston Hughes in the offseason more to dump some salary, and originally he got traded to Hamilton, and then Hamilton flipped him to Saskatchewan, which definitely is going to be interesting, but he's another one of those guys that can pick up the slack, if that makes sense, from Charleston Hughes. And I still say we got a dangerous D, and he's one of the key players on there. And then the next home game, Saturday, August the 4th, against the BC Lions, featuring the oldest player on the team, Brandon Smith, who's always been a key guy in the secondary, always picking up a big tackle or an interception. He's the only active player on the team that was on the '08 Grey Cup team. And he looked it up, he's 33 years old. It gets a little more depressing, to be honest with you, sometimes as a sports fan, seeing that players on the roster are getting younger and younger, and you get older and older, but it's always a fan. It's always will be a fan no matter how old I get. And then the next game would be Saturday, August the 25th against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And I expect big things from this guy, Kamar Jordan. I know last year he started off really strong with leading the league in touchdowns at the time, and he was up there in reception yards, and unfortunately he got hurt. Came back in time for the playoffs, and I know that some people are going to still label him as that he started the collapse in the Grey Cup in Ottawa, and because he received the ball, and then unfortunately he fumbled it at Toronto's 10-yard line, and then it got recovered, and they took it back to the house, and some people were unfairly blaming him on why we lost the Grey Cup. I mean, there was other sequence events that happened after that too, but I'm expecting this guy to really show up, prove those doubters wrong, and I'll be cheering hard for him, because I'm not going to blame him as much as it was a heartbreak. There were some other decisions that were made that Calgary could have done differently after that play. And the next game is the biggest game of the year, but I'm not too sure if we're going to see this guy in action. This is the Labor Day Classic on Monday, September 3rd against the Edmonton Eskimos, and there's Rory Finch in our outlaw gear. Although unfortunately, a month before camp, he got in some legal trouble there, and I think it was possession of marijuana, and there's videos on YouTube that if you want, you can watch him get arrested, and he had a big gouge on his face where obviously his face got planted in the cement, so he said he may be back with the team in July because he's definitely a big game breaker, and the last two Labor Day games he returned the punt return for a touchdown, and it's hopefully maybe that can be a tradition again this year if he can get his off-field stuff sorted out. And I mean, for now the team kind of put him on the retired list because he didn't spend any time in camp, and there's still hope maybe he'll be here in July. Well, I should also add in he won the Special Teams Player of the Award last year, so he's definitely a game breaker, and hopefully he's doing well and hasn't lost a step in the game wise. And the game after Labor Day is Friday, September the 28th against the Toronto Argonauts, Grey Cup rematch, this time at home, featuring our steady kicker Rene Paredes, which unfortunately decisions weren't made at the Grey Cup that we at least didn't give that guy a chance to tie up the game, which going back to the Kamar Jordan play, but Calgary could have at least called on Rene Paredes to at least tie it up, but we gambled and lost with the throwing the pass short to a double cover guy, Mark and Michelle. But that was last year. This is this year. And then Saturday, October 13th against the BC Lions is our pink power game. And another guy that's going to be counted on to pick up the sack load is Jaron Davis. He definitely plays with a heart on his sleeve. Sometimes too much, but I think he's gotten a little better on keeping his emotions in check. But he's definitely another guy that I wouldn't want to mess with him if I'm on offense. I see him, Micah Johnson, and Vaughters. There's still going to be sacks in Calgary that will pick up the slack for Charleston Hughes. Look at this way, you got three guys instead of one. So watch out. Opposing offenses. And then Saturday, October 20th, this will be the big Rock the Red night because Ryderville's in town. This will be the only time Saskatchewan will be in town this year because Calgary's in Saskatchewan twice this year within a 3-week period, may I add, featuring Deveris Daniels, who won the Rookie of the Year in 2016 and He's been my favorite receiver since how he broke in. He's always there and makes the big catch. And I say I'd be definitely intrigued to see how he still fits in with our new guys, because recently Calgary got Eric Rogers back. So if he still has shaken off his injury past after his trials in the NFL, I think our receivers are still looking pretty good. And then the last ticket, hopefully we might get to use it, is for the playoff game, Western semifinal or final, which will either be on November 11th or 18th, the Sunday, featuring Deontay Evans. He's another guy that's been big in our secondary since breaking on the scene a couple years ago and always making the big interception at the right time. So we'll see if we'll get to use this ticket, preferably the Western final, but the West is tough this year, and I could see either Calgary finishing first or third. I haven't made any official prediction yet, but I think that video will follow after seeing all the cuts and signings and trades, if anything. So yeah, this is the booklet that contains all your tickets here. Other things you get, as I never wear it at the game, but you see many fans with their lanyard with their ticket in their pouch here and scan it. And I also believe that I looked on my Stamps account that you don't even need to bring those tickets to the game, because you can log on to the website and the QR code shows up, and you're able to get in that way. So you can maybe just keep those tickets in pristine condition, use your phone to get in. And every year I have many of these, but don't have a car to put it on. But you definitely get your Stamps Running Horse decal. So if you see anyone driving around town with one of these, odds are that they're also a fellow season ticket holder. And then you get the magnet of the game day schedule, featuring our franchise quarterback, Bo Levi Mitchell. And this talks about your Stamps account, all the benefits with it, managing your tickets, and then you got the annual report from the Stamps Foundation that talks about all the things they've done in the community, who's on the executive board, and where your 50-50 goes to, and talks about all the other local football teams in town, which I say we've done definitely a better job in the last few years, especially with the Calgary Flames buying the team on developing grassroots football right here in Calgary. I know other cities, I know Edmonton north of Calgary is still a little further ahead in that, but I'd say we're catching up in that. So anyway, that's my 2018 Calgary Stampeders season ticket unveiling video, and I think I'm going to do the same thing for when I get my Grey Cup tickets in the mail, which is usually around October, November, because I was quite impressed what I had from that. I posted my pictures on my Instagram account, which is on my YouTube page, but I'm going to be adding Calgary Roughnecks season tickets to my entertainment package, and I'll do the same thing for that when I get my Roughnecks season tickets for the 2018-19 season. Anyway, if you enjoy everything you see here or all my other channels on my YouTube channel, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next video.